Hi guys, and welcome to the Healeyverse, or welcome back if you've been here before. The camera's overheating. I'm gonna try to do this as quickly as possible. I'm Katie, and today I'm gonna talk to you about how I made this cowl. Real quick, I made cowls before from hoodies, but at this point in our creative game, they feel like cheating. So, in preparation for the Gathering of the North, Matt wanted a cowl. And who am I, if not a good wife, to deliver a cowl? And that's exactly what I did. Now, I did this in one day. I had to make a mock-up of some white sheet material, I think the scraps from the aprons, which, check the video out here if you've not seen it. So, I made a mock-up cowl. It's cool. It's a cool cowl. It was trial and so much error, but I figured it out. It's the same hood template that I made for the cloaks. So I'm just using that to make another hood, and then I mocked up the cowly bit, which is going to be in two parts to make the most of the fabric because we don't have a lot. So now it's using this as basically my pattern, cutting out all four pieces, pinning it all together. I say that. I'll probably pin the actual cowl bit and the hood bit and sew the center seam of them separately, and then sew the hood to the cowl. So here we go. I made the mock-up and then used the mock-up to make my alterations and create a pattern, essentially. Now, I did not use a single piece of pattern for this because I used the hood that I previously made from a pattern because I couldn't find my hood pattern that I made. So, made do with what I had. I used the white hood that I'd made as a mock-up to then cut out the hood shape, and I just essentially used a white scrap of material, pinned the hood where I thought it should be, and then cut it out to fit the dimensions that I measured on my husband. And looking back, I don't even know how it worked, but it did really well. Because for the cowly parts, like there's the hood, and I'm gonna call this the cowly part. I don't know if it has a name. It probably does. I had nothing to go on except that we wanted it to come down to a point in the front, be kind of rounded on the shoulders, and come down to a point at the back. So essentially I measured the full length across him that we wanted, the width to the shoulders, and the length from the back of the neck. And I used these to figure out the larger amount of fabric that we'd need. And then I just kept modifying the neckline until we were happy with it. At one point I did have to fully unpin the mock-up, shift the hood back further because the cowl was just kind of pulled back. But it worked. It worked. So then I cut out my green material. I sewed the hood together. I cut out the two sides of the cowl that were coming together to make a point. I sewed those together and then to the hood. I did the same fastening as I did for the cloaks, right? What did I do for a fastening? No, I didn't. For the fastening, all we did was cross it over itself. So a buttonhole. And then sew on a button. Super simple. Same button I used for the cloaks because it goes really well with this green material, which if you haven't recognized it, it's the leftovers from the cloaks that I made. If you've not seen that video, what are you doing? Come on. We've made so many cool things. Jeez. One thing Matt wanted, because the cloaks do kind of pull up at your neck, he wanted straps to go under the arms, which, here they are, to kind of help hold it down, if you know what I mean. Which, they're not tight. Obviously, he can just get his arm through them, but I think they do help. And so I just cut more material and threw them on. Like that. Like, I'm like such a seamstress or whatever. Anyway. So, essentially, it just crosses over in the front. There's a buttonhole here, button there. And yeah. But, that also gives him the option to just wear it open. And it's still got those straps under the arms that are going to hold it on. Like, win-win. Win. Because it's a cool cowl. Matt then wore this cowl to the medieval festival Gathering of the North that we went to, and the number of times he was mistaken for Robin Hood, I'm assuming because of this cowl, because it's a green hood. I'm just really proud of myself and pleased about the whole thing. He then also wore it when we did our medieval camping in the woods, on the day we all got dressed up, and we got some really cool pictures of him in a tree, so check those out right now. Look at him. It's so cool. I love it. I'm so proud of this. And to say I did it with no patterns. I want to be a pattern person because I like the security of patterns. Oh, heck. I want to be a pattern person. And I think no one is more supportive of that than my own mom, who arranged for these to be brought to the UK. Shout out to Mike and Jason. Mike, longtime fan of the channel. And Jason, new subscriber 199, by the way. And it overheated. Sorry about that. The camera didn't die, it overheated because in England we're currently experiencing a ridiculous heat wave. Right, so Mike and Jason visited the UK for their own reasons, but they were kind enough to bring me a gift from my mom. Shout out to my mom. So, I've not opened this. I've been waiting for this video because it was sewing without a pattern, and now I'm going to open some patterns of other things that I get to make. My mom, adorable as she is, even put, I don't know if you can see it, I'll zoom it in, Healeyverse. She put Healeyverse. That's us. That's us here at the Healeyverse. So, without making too much noise, the unboxing. So, first off, we got some men's tunics. Now, my mom went to Joann Fabrics because, RIP, they have gone bankrupt and closed all their stores. But they had things ridiculously on sale. And patterns are not the cheapest thing. I'm working on building a collection. Don't get me wrong, my mom has a lot, but I'm looking for very specific things. So, this has some tunic-y, gambeson kind of style things that I will probably be making in the future. Ooh! This one is like, almost like pirate or like ghillie shirt tunic-y kind of. I say tunic, I feel like tunic's not the word for this one. It's a shirt. They're shirts, but they're like medieval style-y. So that's for me. Didn't know that was in there. Thanks, Mom. This one has a shift along with a bodice. Now, and bloomers, which I will probably never make, but that's fine. The bodice I'm really excited about, and the shift, because anytime you've got like a bodice or a corset, you're meant to have something underneath it, like a shift. So, I can make that now. And the last pattern has another bodice and a like outer dress. I think an apron, maybe? No, like a frontal dress. They're in those. And it's got a skirt. It's a skirt pattern. I'm so excited. And it's like the right kind of skirt pattern, the kind I've been telling Matt that I need. I need the right kind of skirt pattern to get the right kind of skirt shape. So, let me know in the comments what you want to see first. Because we got options. I know this kind of turned into a little bit of a pattern unboxing, unbagging, but I'm so proud of this cowl that I made without a pattern. And I'm definitely going to play around with making things without patterns because it's fun, it's trial and error. You get to see me fail, or not. Sometimes I succeed. But then I'm also going to try and make stuff with patterns because I feel like the more I learn about making stuff with patterns, the better I will be at making stuff without patterns. Does that make sense? It makes sense in my head. Like, the science of sewing. The more you understand, the more you are capable of. And I'm just getting started. So, if you liked the video, make sure you go down and hit like, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on notifications so you get notified whenever we post, because, like, I got stuff I'm gonna make, and it's gonna be cool. So, you want to stick around for that. Also, if you do want to support the channel further than liking and subscribing, we do have a Patreon. This is exclusively for supplies. You know, fabric's not cheap. As I said, patterns aren't cheap. Bless my mom for sending me them. But I'm going to need fabric to make these things, and it's not cheap. So if you want to support the channel, our lowest tier is $1, and the link will be in the description. If you can't swing that, a like also helps. And leave a comment. What do you want to see next? Go on then, do it. What do you want to see? If you're into lore related stuff, like the nerdy stuff, we do have a second channel. It's called The Lore Dimension. It's a pretty cool place and you should definitely check it out. But with that, I'll see you in the next video. Whatever that could be.